your mind has to seek discomfort. It has to seek these difficult tasks. You have to enjoy it. And you have to figure out a way to make your mind enjoy those things. And some people it comes easy and some people it doesn't. Some people it takes a long time. I always tell people the best thing you could ever do is force yourself to a schedule. Just write it down. Like today I have to do an hour on the treadmill. I have to do an hour, no matter what. Even if you're walking on it, you're doing an hour on a treadmill. The next time you're going to do it, just okay, you did an hour and this is the amount of miles you got in. Next time you're going to, add 3 miles. Put an extra 3 miles in that 1 hour. And just keep doing things like that. Write down. And today I'm going to do 100 push-ups and I'm going to do 100 sit-ups and I'm going to do 100 chin-ups. That's today. And then force yourself. Force yourself to adhere to a schedule. Make a Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout schedule. Give yourself some time off, Like don't even crush yourself to the point where you can't do it. Make it so that you really appreciate those Tuesdays and Thursdays. But on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're going to get after it. And this is what you're going to do. Most people just try to go work out. And you're kind of aimless and you show up and you pick up the jump rope and you jump a little rope. Maybe you hit the heavy bag a little bit. Maybe you do some curls, but you don't really have an aim. That's why people like to hire trainers, because a trainer will tell you what to do. Well, you can tell yourself what to do. If you don't have money for a trainer, you don't even have to have equipment. With bodyweight squats, sit-ups, chin-ups, push-ups, you could give yourself a brutal full body weight workout. And you can find these for free on YouTube. There's a ton of them. There's a ton of these body weight workouts you could do. Just force yourself. Write it down. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to do 100 push-ups. I'm going to do 100 chin-ups. 100 sit-ups. Even if it takes me off a day. Even if I have to do 10 and 10 and 10 and keep going all day, that's what you do. 10 push-ups, take a break for 20 minutes, do another 10. But get those 100 in. I don't believe in half-axing things. This life is short. If you get into something, get into it. And if you're not into it, don't be into it. And I think that insanity and greatness are next door neighbors and they borrow each other's sugar. That's that's what I've always said. There's something about mastery, like true mastery, that requires you to shut off massive areas of your life. There's a lot of people that are scared of their ability to do something that's difficult. I don't know if I could force myself to be disciplined. I don't know if I could force myself to take that kind of action. Well, if you do force yourself to take that kind of action, you don't have that question anymore. That question, I don't know if I can do it. Well, you're doing it. So you obviously do it. Can you do it tomorrow? You did it today. Or can you do it tomorrow? Just do it. You get so much more benefit out of a struggle that you choose to embark in versus a struggle that life throws upon you. Get out there and go and do something. Just go. And then in the middle of doing it, it'll become easy. Even if it's not easy, even if it's hard, it's easier than not doing it and wishing that you had done it. Oftentimes people confuse discipline with focus. And this is why that's important. There are things that some people can excel at because they're focused on them and because they're drawn to it and they have an incredible passion for it. Versus like you tell a guy like, hey, you're going to study to be an electrical engineer. And it's like, I don't want to be a fucking electrical engineer. Well, you got to have discipline. And so they don't have the drive and they don't get excited about it and they don't do, but if you tell that guy, whatever, you're going to be a golfer and he loves golf and he's practicing every day and he becomes a professional golfer. You say, well, I thought that guy didn't have any discipline. Well, it's not that he didn't have any discipline. He's just not interested in that other thing. I was never a disciplined kid, but I would find things that I loved and I was obsessed. And I always felt embarrassed by it because people would say, oh, your son, like to my mom, your son is so disciplined. And she'd be like, my son's fucking crazy. Like he's not disciplined. He finds these things and that's all he does all day long. Right. Like it's not really discipline because he doesn't clean his room. Right. He's fucking lazy. There's all sorts of shit he's supposed to do. I never did my homework. There's all that. But if I had a thing that I was into, I was obsessed.
You were crazy about it.
But it would bother me that I didn't really have discipline. Like if I had jobs that I had to do, I didn't do a good job at them, like construction jobs that I had. But when it came to martial arts. How did you find those things though? How did you find those things? You stumble upon them? Lucky. Got lucky. Martial arts, I just got lucky. And it clicked with me like almost immediately. I became obsessed. and I wanted to excel at it. And so I was just doing it all day long. And I think the more you choose to embark in these struggles, these especially physical and mental struggles, because I consider both martial arts, yoga, and actually even trail running, I consider the mental struggles as much as physical struggles.
Mhm.
Like, because I could stop anytime I want. I'm halfway up the hill, I can go, "F this," till I'm walking the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Call my dog over, put him on the leash. I'm like, "We're walking, buddy."
Yeah. Yeah.
But, or you could say, "No, this is what I'm doing today. I have a very clear plan in front of me. My plan is we're doing 4 miles today. This is where we start. This is where we end. This is what we're doing." Sometimes when things are really hard to do, you think, "Oh my God, I got to stop doing this." But once you do it and you complete it, you have a satisfaction, this sense of satisfaction that you did something really difficult that is irreplaceable. Some kids never get that, and they just stay fat and stupid their whole life.
Right.
And some kids, they get these little lessons, and then they realize, like, you can push yourself and you can get somewhere. Some kids get real lucky and they get involved in sports or martial arts early. And one of the best benefits of sports is you realize that through hard work, you get improvement. Through improvement, you get success. Through success, you get that big dopamine rush. You get that good feeling.
Right.
You get confidence.
Yeah.
You get this knowledge.
You get the girl.
Yeah, you get, sometimes I didn't, but you get this knowledge that you can do something that's difficult and you can overcome, even though it feels like you can't. You're going to have days where you suck, but those days are so motivational. I mean, that's the bright side of tragedy. So when you come through it, you really will have an appreciation for the moments without tragedy. You don't really feel it unless you get, unless life burns you. You don't really feel it. It's one of the things that I tell people all the time, because a lot of people have a hard time defining themselves. They define themselves by failure because they failed. But I'm like, you're not your failures. You're you. Okay. Your life is a series of lessons you've learned. Now, if you just dwell on the failures, like that's not healthy. It's not smart and it's not empowering. What you got to do is look at those failures and go, well, now you know what not to do. But you're not that. You're you. You could have done the stupidest ever, but it's not you. That's not you. You're a different thing. You're the being that's experiencing all these failures. And if you know that they're fuck ups, then you've learned. Okay. If you repeat them over and over again, well, then I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
If you keep going back and doing the same stupid shit over and over again, well, you got a deeper issue. I don't know what it is, but I don't have the time. Building up that ability to endure things. That's also a very important mechanism that you could apply to everyday life. Like that, the mechanism of understanding how to endure. Like Jocko Willink's perfect example. He has that thing on his, if you go to his Instagram page, almost every other photo is a watch. And it's a watch that says 4:30 in the morning, because that's when he gets up and he works out and he earns the sunset. And he does that. He's so disciplined, and he's got this saying that's a great saying: discipline equals freedom.